everyone, this is Varsha, and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So, as you all know, in this segment of ours, we talk about the prominent achievers of our country who have made India proud in some way or the other. The main focus of our series is to make you all know about the success and achievements of our prominent guest. So today, in the same sequence, we have with us Mr. Vinod Sawantwadkar, who is the CEO of Jahangir Hospital.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Right, sir. So before we actually start the conversation, if you can please brief us a bit about your industry and also your professional role.
Well, uh, I'm in a space of healthcare, which is India's fastest growing industry, and it is essential industry. We have seen what healthcare can do in last couple of years' time. My role as a CEO typical would revolve around three P's, which is a patient, a physician, and provider. We need to ensure that the patients who come to the hospital, their timely diagnoses have been done and the appropriate treatments are done for them. And healthcare as an industry has doctors have to play a crucial role. So I need to ensure, along with my team, that we make that marriage happen between patient and doctor. You have right doctor with right credentials who is spending right amount of time and advising patient in a right way. So this take care of two P's, which is patient and physician. So there's a third P because typically in our kind of setup, which is a very large setup, providers have a very important role because there are various people who are involved in giving a treatment to the patient, which is right from your paramedical staff, your technical staff, your engineering staff, to ensure that they all work on a common goal. So that's where the entire administration comes into a picture. So as a CEO, my role would be administratively to look at uh, patients, to look at physicians, that's doctors, to look at providers. When I say providers, infrastructure, the manpower, and then I also have a role from a governing point of view and from a vision point of view of our organization to study how the healthcare landscape is changing, what are the new disease patterns which are coming up because of the changing lifestyle of the people, and then trying to provide solutions for all this. Of course, in a consultation with the experts. So, this is what I do on a regular basis at the hospital.
Amazing, sir. So now I'm very keen to know that how did you actually land up to the idea of, starting up with this hospital of yours?
Well, I'm too young to answer this question because I was born in 1982, whereas this institute started in 1946. So, this is Pune's first private hospital. It started with a very philanthropic act of our promoters, present promoters' grandparents, which is Sir Kawasji Jahangir and Lady Hirabai Jahangir. They donated, this was their private property, this was their bungalow, and the entire property belongs to them. So they donated purely from a philanthropic point of view, from the view that the healthcare should be given to everybody, healthcare should be a right of everyone. So this is how it started with a very humble beginning with the very limited amounts of beds, and then it got converted as a nursing home. And today we see where we are right now is 350 bedded quaternary care one of the best hospital in the region.
All right, sir. So, nothing comes that easy to us, and the gone 2, 3 years, as of course, were pretty difficult for every one of us. So, what are the major challenges that you have to face in the gone 2, 3 years? So if you can tell us about those challenges and also the overcomings with the same.
Last 2 3 years, everyone is involved and everyone knows the hardship which we as a nation and in fact globally people have gone through. And at the hospital, it was a little more challenging because hospitals and the healthcare providers were in the center of everything. Initially, when we heard when we heard about COVID-19, in the initial phase, it was all the newness of the disease which we were trying to understand. We were trying to put up the protocol in a place. We were trying to make our healthcare associates to understand what are the do's and don'ts. How is that we need to treat the patients? If there is a surge come, what is that we need to do? So those were the initial, in a initial 6 months. If you recollect, in 2020, probably from post March 2020 to August, this was a time wherein we were battling with the newness of the disease. We were trying to understand how is this disease getting multiplied. What is that we need to put up to ensure that we don't end up in something which is compromised. In a second phase, which actually came after 6 to 7 months time, in a second phase of COVID, we were actually battling with the resources. We knew the disease, we knew how COVID-19 is going to react, we knew how COVID-19 gets spread. But the challenge at that point of time was basically, the resources, because the surge came so fast and we not only Jahangir, but all the hospitals across were getting exhausted with the resources because whatever resources you had, they were not sufficient because it was pandemic and it was coming from all across. So second phase, it was more of a resource allocation. How is that you decide that what need to be applied where, and how is that you work with the resources, the limited resources, and trying to give best, is what we were trying to do in a second phase. So, well, if we consider on a larger level, COVID-19 taught a lot of things to everyone, and precisely for healthcare workers, is that you need to look after yourself first. You need to be always prepared. Your infection control policies need to be very strong, and it is not just doctor and patient, but the overall infrastructure need to be geared up always. And such kind of pandemic or academic epidemic can come at any point of time, and as a healthcare provider you should be always prepared for this. And well, there's the another thing which came up during this pandemic is how is that we can, with our limited resources, how is that we can reach out to the maximum more and more people, and what kind of innovations which we can do in that, which we saw, entire country saw that. We started with home healthcare. People were making people stay in isolations in the hotels. So all those innovations, telemedicine, telehealth, all those innovations came into picture. And today we see, the healthcare is on a spree of getting more and more digitalized. Although as a healthcare industry, we are slightly delayed, but I'm happy that it is happening now.
Right, sir. So now, if you can please tell us about the USP of your hospital.
Oh, well, as a hospital, we are quaternary care hospital, as I rightly said. We are accredited by various national accreditations bodies, which is NABH, NABL, NABH for nursing excellence. Initially, when we started, that time NABH program was not there, so we were accredited by ISO. So we provide all the range of healthcare services for the people who have some other issues with respect to their health, the disease. We are in a space of treating disease. But as a hospital, we are also a lot into the wellness. We emphasize a lot on wellness, which is, uh, we spend a lot of time with the people in making them understand, what is that you should do in order to keep yourself healthy, or what is that you should not do, in order to keep yourself healthy. So a lot of our time of our doctors of mine and the entire team goes into that. We have a separate wing called as wellness, which spend a lot of time. As an organization, we have a philosophy. We believe that whatever we do, while doing, we add care, because that's something which is very important. Because when people come to the hospital, they are already into so much of pain. They have lost so many things, and then it become our primary responsibility, and we strongly believe in that. That little gestures from each one of us who are working in a hospital add lot of value to the overall care of the patients. So and we have this in our mission, that we add care. So we're in a space of adding care. We're in a space of adding smile to the people's life.
Wonderful, sir. So now, talking about the future, everyone do plans for their future. So, what further plans are you having for the hospital or for yourself in the upcoming years? So, if you can share a bit of those plans with us, please.
Well, as I rightly said, we strongly believe in wellness. So, as a hospital, we are coming up with multiple units in Pune, where we are located right now, in space of wellness. We are talking to various people who are helping us out in identifying the right space, so that we can reach out and we can take our wellness program to a larger public, wherein we can generate this awareness among the people and the importance of staying healthy. So that's something which is there on my card. We are also looking to increase our space within the premise, and taking our services to a different level. So that's also we are looking from expansion point of view. Another point which is we are strongly trying to work is we are trying to create a patient centered healthcare. For the healthcare which is very very comfortable for a patient. So with definitely a lot of intervention of technology coming into it, so that space is something which we are looking at. And we have already taken certain initiatives in those directions. So this is how we are looking, and the modern healthcare is going to be a patient-centered healthcare, wherein patient is in center, and you need to involve patient in everything what you are doing. So that helps to bring in the comfort. I initially said about three P's, which is a patient, physician, and provider. So when you have this patient-centered healthcare, then things revolve around patients. That's what we are looking now.
Right, sir. And I'm pretty sure that you will be coming out as a rising star in all these plans of yours as well. All right, sir. So now moving ahead and talking about this Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, a lot has happened in the last 2 3 years, and the situations have actually made us realize that how important it is to become self-reliant. So, what do you have to say on this concept of becoming Atmanirbhar, and what are the areas or parameters on which your hospital is working more towards this concept?
Well, it actually came at a right time. It's important for that matter, any industry to be self-reliant, because it brings you a lot of strength. It helps you to be a little more innovative. It gives you a lot of freedom in terms of, say for example, healthcare. It allows you to pass on various benefits to the patient. So as a hospital, we are also working in this direction. Although as a hospital is a place wherein where you amalgamate services of various places. It is not one particular thing which you try to do. Say for example, you have an infrastructure. You bring in experts over there, like you bring in doctors over there. There's a patient meeting, but that's just not enough. You go back and bring in pharmacy over there. You bring in consumables over there. You require gases over there. You require medical equipments over there. So it's basically 10 to 15 strong, uh, broader services coming together to ensure that you give a right kind of treatment to the patient. So how we are doing it, that is basically, we have made sure that all our checkpoints are strongly put in a place, so that at no point of time the dependency increase. You have sufficient amount of resources what you require. Like we have our own oxygen bank, which is good enough to look after us, not for a day, but which is good enough to look after us for certain amount of time. So that is where we are looking at having what we are doing to make it very very sustainable. The dependency, the last moment dependency is going down by putting up such kind of systems at the hospital. So this is how we are trying to trying to align with the concept of our honorable PM of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And there is a lot which is happening in all these aspects at a various places, because as I told you, this is a place wherein all these services are utilized. It's a place wherein we bring everything from outside, the various people, this all are industry in itself. Like if you look at oxygen, if you look at nitrous, if you require all the gases, they themselves are an industry. If you require drugs, if you require pharmaceutical itself is a big industry. If you require medical science, medical professionals, they all come together. That's a place which is called as a hospital in order to provide service to the patient. So, from a point of view of Atmanirbhar Bharat, yes, we have strengthened our services and we have created enough backup now. So, if tomorrow, if any such kind of things comes, we are ready to take care of. We are ready to take care of any kind of adverse situation.
Amazing, sir. So now, as you know, that just a few days back, we all have celebrated the 75th year of independence, which is famously known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So, what do you have to say on this, as in how far we have come, and also what is your vision pertaining to this?
Well, definitely, we have come a long way from as a country where we were and where we are today. So, as a country, we are a country of youth. We are a country of full of assets. Just few days back, we celebrated Engineers Day, and global 60% population of engineers are in our country. So we have come, our education level has increased, our technical expertise as a country has increased, our resources have increased, and we are providing today a lot of services, lot of support to the rest of the world. So definitely we have come long way in terms of our resource development, in terms of our infrastructure development. The way how I look at this now is we are doing a lot of things as a country in terms of made in India, in terms of Atmanirbhar Bharat, in terms of digitalization. The way from here is only bright. The way how I see it, it is going to be more and more transparent. It is going to be more and more accessible to everyone. We see a lot of digitalization happening all across, not only in healthcare, but across the industry. And a telecommunication is something which has created a revolution. People like to access their own records. People like to see their own things. People want to be involved into decision making, which is a very good sign, which is very important.
Absolutely right, sir. So now comes the question which I, personally love to ask our awardees, and that is, what are your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award for Healthcare Excellence for the hospital?
Oh wow, the feeling has been really, really wonderful, because this is not just a award. This is basically a reward for all the hard work which my team has done throughout, for so many days, for so many months, and so many years. So it's a very good feeling to receive, because it's basically a testimony. It's basically acknowledgement to the work which my team has been doing back at Pune, day in, day out, in their profession of healing people, looking after people. So words will I will fall short of words to express, but I'm really happy the way how these awards are getting distributed, and getting awarded to the people for the good work. I wish all the very best to you and your team, and looking forward to participate in these events, and looking forward to win these awards more and more in coming future.
Lovely, sir, and I once again congratulate the entire team of yours on this achievement.
Thank you.
Right, sir. So now moving ahead, though we have discussed a lot about your professional role and also the upcoming plans you are having, though your industry is in a way itself is associated somehow to the social contribution, but still, apart from this medical profession of yours, are there any other CSR activities that you are associated to?
Well, we are basically a charitable hospital. We do a lot of charity work in terms of our regular treatment of the patient also. We do a certain amount of treatment at free of cost. We do treatment at partial cost also for underprivileged people. Apart from that, we have a very good program, very unique program with our hospital called as Sweetlink, which is basically a juvenile diabetic program. So we have close to around 600 kids who are attached to this program, as small as 3 months old, and some of them have now grown quite adult. So what we do is we give free insulin. We not only look after the kids, but we look after their surrounding. We try to see, how is that they have been looked after at their house, because some of them also come from a limited resources background. We conduct regular camp checkup camp at our hospital, and that's on every Saturday, wherein we actually monitor each one of them. We actually monitor their sugar level, and this we have been doing it for last 15 years, and it has been supported a lot by some of the corporates also and some of the well wishers who come forward. This is absolutely a charity program. This is absolutely free program, and we are happy to see smile on the face of the kids. Apart from that, we do a lot of work on bone health of kids. So there also we have taken some of the villages around the industrial areas of Pune, and we have set up the outreach clinics over there, and wherein we go and look after those kids who have been registered with us. And it is not a one time thing kind of thing. There is a complete hand holding which happens once the kid get registered to us, and then that kid stay with us. So all this work we are doing. Apart from that, many work which we do in society, which we do in various peripheries, wherein we conduct a lot of awareness sessions. As I said before, also because we believe in wellness. So all this work as a hospital we have been doing, which is benefiting the community, and this all happens free of cost, absolutely free of cost. And it all happens from the heart of Jahangir Hospital. So the idea is, because that's where we started because we wanted to do something to the society, and I'm very proud CEO to say that we still continue doing that. We still continue doing that after 77 years of our inception. And every time there has been some upgradation, there has been some modernization which is happening, but the philosophy remains same. Philosophy is to give back to society.
Amazing work you all are doing, I must say, sir. So, now before concluding our lovely session, is there any message that you would like to give to our community?
Yes, definitely. I would like to give one message. In fact, it just cannot be one. What I would like to tell people is, look after yourself. Health is really a wealth. We have been hearing about this from our parents, from our grandparents, but I'm sure most of us got testimony of this in last 2 years. There is nothing which is more important than our health. So please look after yourself. Please take regular health checkups. Please be aware of changing parameters of your health. And health just doesn't mean the medical services. Health means a lot more than that. Your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual well-being. Please start subscribing to all this. Please start using all this, because there's nothing which is more important than your health. And please support people. Please encourage people to do so. This is one message which I would like to give it to all of you.
Very, very correctly said, sir. So, thank you so very much for joining with us today. It was pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the success for all your future endeavors, and may you continue to inspire us the way you are doing. Thank you so very much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Varsha, and thank you so much to the entire forum, Indian Achiever Forum, for number one, running these award functions, and then number two, giving this award to Jahangir Hospital. It is my privilege to be part of this session. Thank you so much, and look forward to participate more and more in coming future.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.